Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and we're going to make something like this today. This is a little flip out with all kinds of journaling space in it. Journal on both sides, you can journal here. And what we're going to do is, need to cut that off a little bit more, looks like. What we're going to do is use some envelopes. These are some old envelopes that I've had in my stash forever. And they're, I think, card size. Let's look at this. They're 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So they're about the card size, but we're going to cut them down and we're going to use them for these little flip outs. Now this can be glued here and here and then across the bottom and put it on your journal page, and you'll have another tuck behind it. But I just think they're cute, and I was going to make some for my tea journal that I am making with Kara Brandon's tea collection, and I will put her link below because I've got to get busy working on that journal. Now all I did is cut off both sides of this, and then these, you can either glue these down or you can just cut them off. And I think on the other one I pulled them off, but I think on this one I'm going to cut them off, and then I'm going to glue this part down here down, just so to give it a little bit more strength. So these envelopes are pretty flimsy feeling. That way you'll have a little bit extra strength there on the sides. Alright, now what I did was I took this and I folded it back on itself, just probably about 3/4 of an inch. That also gives you, and excuse my fingers, they're inky, I've been inking today. That gives you a little bit of extra strength here at the top too. So let's see if I've got that somewhat near straight. Looks like it, maybe. And then we're just going to glue this down. Now this is a quick and easy project, and it's just another way to use up those envelopes. And if you don't have this size envelope, use whatever size you have. I'm sure you've got some junk mail envelopes, you could use them too. Okay, now we're going to leave all of this on, and then I'm going to grab a piece of paper, and this is I think avocado dyed paper that I got off of Etsy. I don't remember who I got it from, but I ordered it on Etsy. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to measure just how much of this I need to cut. And then I'm going to tear. I'm not going to cut. I'm going to tear that much off. And for all you guys who was wanting the sunflower paper, that is back in stock while supplies last. It went so fast the last time. We got in another shipment today, and it's already started going again, and I haven't even said anything about it yet. So make sure if you want some of that you go over there and grab it in a hurry, because it will not last long, I promise you. Okay, now on this one I folded it a little bit different and started it a little bit different. I actually just started this about right there on that little flap, and I think that's how I'm going to do this one as well. I do believe, let's see, that'll give us lots of extra journaling room. So let's do that. Now this is just something I dreamed up out of my head. I don't know of anybody else that's done anything like this before. I was just thinking about some different, I love to use old envelopes, and I was thinking about some different ways that I could use the envelopes, and this just kind of popped in my head. So I'm always looking for a way to do a big fold out where you have lots of journaling space. That just gives you all kinds of extra room in your journal. Okay, now what I'm doing now is I'm just laying this down to see where I want to fold it. This one I folded a little bit further down, like maybe that far, I believe. So my actual fold is here, but I just folded another, let's see, about 1.5 inches, and this doesn't matter either. You don't have to do this. This is just my way of bringing this together. Okay, so I folded it on down there like that, and then you just want to fold this back and forth. And I like to just fold it at different heights and levels like that. Now this one, I actually folded it where it would go underneath. So you can do it either way. This one goes underneath, as you can see. So when that closes up, that's what you've got. And then this one, I think I'm going to do the same way. So all I'm going to do is take this little fold. I'm just going to do my folds right backwards from what I had them. There we go. So see, we've got those little folds, and then that will fold over like that. This will come back over like this. Let's see. Alright, let me go over that again. All I did was glued this here where the little flap is. So where your flap is here, just glue your paper down there. And then fold it on down. Instead of folding it here where your flap is, fold it on down this way. If your envelope is wide, now mine's wide is the reason I'm doing this. If I hadn't have, I would have had an envelope or a little booklet that would have been way too wide for my journal. So I folded it on down that far, and then that gives me a narrow little pocket journal here instead of an extra wide one. And then for this, you can fold it any way that you want to. I just folded it that way so that it would go underneath, and then that folds over like that. You see? Very simple. I may not be explaining it exactly right because my brain still doesn't work exactly right today, but that's all you have to do. It's basically you're opening up your envelope, and then you're gluing a piece of paper here, changing the fold and folding it on down here instead of here, and then just folding this up, okay, like that. Now if you have any little pieces that are sticking out like I do there, just go ahead and trim those off. Then we're going to get some paper, and I'm going to grab, these are Cara Brandon, and I think they're called Tea Time. Love, love, love these. They're so pretty. I think I'm going to use that one there. I think this is a couple of different collections. This one is Tea Time. Not sure what the other one is, but I'll just link her channel down there and you can go over and look. See, Tea Time, isn't that pretty? Oh, Pretty in Pink, Tea Party. And then I think there's a Pretty in Green Tea Party and a Pretty in Yellow Tea Party. So she's got lots of different ones, and they're so pretty. And I'm making a tea journal out of them. Alright, I am just going to use my ruler, tear off that little bit there. And then on this top side, we're going to use this, and that's just going to be really pretty there, I think. And I just go ahead and glue it down, and then I trim it. You can measure if you want to. Measure and cut before, but you know me. And let's see, I did run that other one a little bit over, so let's give it just a little bit over so that we can fold it around. Not much, because I don't want to lose a lot of my flowers, but I'm just going to leave a little overlap about like that. Okay, now we're going to trim this off. And when you're trimming, just try to make sure that you don't cut into your little envelope there. I get a little crazy every now and then and cut into mine. You can always glue it back together, but it's easier not to cut into it. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, that'll work. Right, I'm going to trim this little bit of frayed part off down here. And then this little piece we're going to fold around. Just helps strengthen that, and it keeps you from having a raw edge there. You don't have to do this. Every time I rub my fingers over anything, I got ink coming off of them. Got so much ink on me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and reinforce this score line right there real well so that everything lays down nice and flat. Now we're going to put some paper on here and a little bit of paper on here. The reason I like to cover this, you could leave it, but you can kind of see that glue mark on there, and I don't particularly like that, so I'm going to cover that part and cover this over here. So let's see what paper. See if I have some scraps. I like to use my scraps when I can. Oh, that would be pretty. Let's just use this right here. We've got a nice scrap. Alright, and I think right here I'll just fold this around to the back. You could trim it off if you want to, but I'm just going to fold it around to the back. So that much that I don't have to trim. Okay, and then we're going to trim this off right here. And just where I tore that with the little decal edge ruler, I'm just going to trim that off. Don't have to. Yes, I like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and, well, I'm going to cover the inside first and then I'll round my corners. So let's see. Let's cover the inside with something that's kind of maybe plain, and then you could still journal on it. So that'll work right there. And I think on this one I am going to mark it. This one's a little bit more difficult to trim off once you get it on there. Or it is for me anyway. So I do tend to cut where I shouldn't. Okay. See if that will work. Yes. And just keep it out of your fold here, and I'm going to trim mine off just a little bit more so that it'll stay out of that fold. Yeah, that'll work. The other one I got just a little bit wide, and I'm going to have to trim it off because it tries to get in that fold and roll up a little bit. Isn't this a pretty collection? There we go. So now you can still journal there. You can even journal here if you want. Let's trim this tiny little bit off right here. Get that straightened up. Okay. Now I'm going to round these corners. Let's see if this one will do it. No, I think I'm going to have to use my big one. Now, somebody said they saw me cutting with the crocodile and the corners, and then they saw me trim, and they said that's why I would never have crocodile, because it doesn't cut well. Well, it does cut well if you let your glue dry. If you ever see it fraying a little bit on the edges, that's because you haven't let your glue dry. Doesn't have anything to do with the crocodile. It's us. Okay, now all we need to do is just put some decoration on and put our little pull on there. So I'm going to look for a pull. I want to pull them here. That kind of stands out a little bit. I want it to stand out so you can see it. That green one would work. And let's see, I think I might put it at the top. Put that right there. Okay, and then right here we want another one so that they'll know to open that up and all of that folds out. But you can't wrap it around because if you do, your papers won't fold out right. So I'll show you what I do. I just take one that I want to use, just this one, and I glue it together. So just go ahead and glue it together. Put a little bit of ink on there. And then the side that you want up, just put the glue on the opposite side right at the bottom. And then just lay it down on there. Then you have a pull on this, but it doesn't hinder this opening up all the way. Okay, so just a little tip for you there. Now you could round these corners too if you want. I don't think I'm going to on that one. I do want to put a little bit, a few embellishments. I'll get it out in a minute. On the inside, let's see. Let's see if that's going to show any. It doesn't look like it's going to. Let's see if we have anything in here that we can put on here. These are some of our, they're called washi stickers. They're not actually washi, I know, but they're kind of see-through, so they work. Okay, let's put this one down on there. Just add some greenery to all those flowers. You'll still have plenty of room to journal. Okay. I love the way when you press these into your page, it just looks just like part of the paper. Doesn't even look like it was separate at all. Okay, we'll put that there, and then let's see if we have a little butterfly that we might add on here. I think all I've got here is big butterflies. I'll have to drag into one of my other ones. Let's see if we have a butterfly in here that would work. We have a yellow butterfly. That would go with those little yellow flowers in there, so I think we might put that on there. And then on the front, I want to put something as well. Probably not another flower. Okay, let's go ahead and glue this down, and then we'll be thinking about what we're going to put on the front. I think I might put him this way. Could go with one of Tracy Fox labels. That one's a little bit too harsh of a color. I've got to cut some more of these. I've about used all of them. Okay, I'm going to use this one, but I'm going to trim some of this bright color off the outside. She makes these where you can use them many different ways. You can trim them even more, or you can use the whole thing. And it's Tracy Fox on Etsy. Oh yeah, I think that'll work right there. And then, and I may put another label on it. I may put this number label up there. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So I'm going to put a little ink around it. And this label actually says tree, but we're going to use it anyway. It's not a biggie. There we go. I like that. It's cute. But that is how quick and easy these are. I may go ahead and put a number on this one too. Let's see if we have something. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, there you go. That is a quick and easy tutorial on making these little, I guess I'll call them envelope flip outs or notebook flip outs. They look like little notebooks to me, but then they flip out from the inside, and I like that. There you go. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give these a try, and if you do, make sure that you share them over on our Facebook page. We would love to have you over there. All you have to do is just ask to join, and one of the admins will add you. And we will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Bye-bye.